Hi, my name's Paul and this is PJT Ventures. Join me while I ramble on like an empty dump truck. Today's ramble, we're going to be working on a Case 9240 tractor and not the 9240 combine. That's confusing. I think this tractor is a 1991, and then I think in 2015 they came out with the combine series with the exact same number. So anyways, this is a tractor. What we're doing today is last fall I was baling with it. I use it for baling as well as for seeding. So I have the duals off right now. Fits better in the shed too, but excuse me. I'd park it, and after 4 or 5 days or a week, I would have to fool around with the fuel system to get it to run. And there's a couple of issues. This is a solenoid that when you turn the key on, this normally closes and lets the mechanical fuel shutoff open. And then also there's a lift pump, and so the solenoid got so weak that you'd have to turn the ignition on, come out here, and you'd have to physically pull it so that it would let the fuel into the injector pump. And then depending on how long this tractor sat, there's a little teeny, I don't know if you can see it, there's a little teeny bleed screw up there, and I'd have to just crack that and give it a few shots with the little primer pump here, and just the teeniest little bit of air would come out. So kind of in the combination with the solenoid being funny and it getting a little bit of air from somewhere, it was hard starting. So today I have a new solenoid and I have a new lift pump. I'm hoping that's the case. It looks like this is kind of weeping, so maybe there is a teeny bit of air that can get in from there. And then also we'll change the fuel filters because it's spring now, so now we'll get everything serviced before the field work begins. But yeah, I think hopefully it takes care of it. I don't really want to put a new injector pump on it, but we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, we'll get started with draining the diesel out of this. Now this guy has I believe he has a water. This might be frozen. Oh, there we go. There we go. I got a little funnel here to try catch this into a bucket down below. This is my favorite fuel filter wrench. It always seems to get into the tricky spots. It usually ruins it or dents them or something, but I really like it. It gets because you can of course run it with a wrench, you could run it with the socket. It has an infinite amount of directions on it, but it is hard on them. It does dent your canister. And you have to do the righty-tighty, lefty-loosey all the time to figure out which way you're supposed to turn it. Now, let's get this ready. Come on. There we go. Now, looks like there is a gasket. Yep. Well, you never know if you're going to get a new gasket or not, so don't throw it away. Looks like there's one on here too. They're different. Okay, looks like it comes with new internal gaskets. This is I did a bit of reading on it. This is an 8.3 Cummins, but it's the excuse me, CDC Cummins. So I think in like the early 80s, Cummins and Case worked together to make this motor, and then when the merger happened between Case and International in the mid 80s, then I think this engine carried on through, and so it's kind of a joint venture between Cummins and Case. But I think it is very similar to just a regular Cummins 8.3, and there's a whole write-up about how that all went. But anyways, so it's called a CDC 8.3. I mean, it's a great engine, and it's in lots and lots of equipment. I have that combine, the back combine there. Let's see, I don't know if you can see it. I think the 2188, it has the same 8.3. So the FAR combine there, I think it has the same CDC Cummins Case 8.3 liter, and then the old 1680 here. This guy has it's got my favorite engine. It's got the DT 466. That's the that's my favorite engine of all. I have three of those engines. The 466 is in the TD15C dozer. It's in that combine, and it's also in one of my service trucks. Yeah, it's literally International's most reliable underpowered engine, and I'm fine with that. It sips fuel, starts great. I mean, it's yeah. Anyways, back to this engine. So yeah, so Case and Cummins did something together, and I don't know exactly all the details, but it's been a great engine. I got it from my neighbor, this tractor from my neighbor, and I think he redid the top end, or did an in-frame top end at 6,000 hours, and so it's got 6,800 hours on it now, but it runs really good, and this has been the first issue that I've had so far has just been this, and I think it's just a maintenance thing. We'll get it figured out. Looks like someone had also put an inline fuel filter prior to getting to this, so I am going to change this hose, and I do have a new inline filter as well. So we'll put those things in too. I don't know how much grime last fall I did. You're being difficult. Last fall I did drain the. There's a bottom fuel in the fuel tank. There's a drain, and dropped, you know, just a liter, not even, maybe a couple, less than a liter, like half a pint, half a liter of fuel out of the bottom, just to see what was in the tank. There's like a real low spot where you can kind of, if there was to be sediment or moisture or something build up, and it came out pretty clean. So I don't know what's, I don't think there's, I don't think it's contamination. I did a few, 3 or 4 years, 2 or 3 years ago, I did have, I did get some water in the fuel system from a slip tank that had water in it, and I ended up kind of doing that as well, draining and putting, I put some fuel stabilizer and additive in it, and that worked really good. That took care of everything. I got it in this tractor, and I also got some in that combine, and so that additive worked really good. But I don't think that's the case this time. I think, I mean, maybe, but we'll see what this filter looks like. Sometimes you can bang the filter and you can get stuff to come out of it, so maybe this filter will make a liar out of me and it'll be full of grime. Come on. Okay. Oh, that's pretty grimy. I should have kept that. Look, you can see. Rookie. Here. Yeah, there. There was plenty of grime in this filter. You guys see that? Anyways, we'll get some new hose on there. Oh yeah, look at that. Gross. Gross. Anyways, we'll keep cleaning. Here we go. Pruning shears to the rescue. Look at that. Does it look the same? Kind of. This doesn't though. Maybe it does. Wait. It doesn't look the same. Maybe it'll work. I haven't looked until now. Well, it looks like it might be the same height as this guy to that guy. This, of course, being on the bottom. And so this dimension and this dimension look about the same. Well, we'll have to see. Didn't know which this, if this guy comes out. That's not going to spin by there though. Maybe if I push that down. Seems suspicious. Oh. Yeah, that's not how it's supposed to come. This guy needs to come out of there. And hopefully this is the same threads that go in as in this block. Although it doesn't look like it. Well, that looks just like 1/4" NPT pipe thread. Looks like they had maybe some kind of thread Loctite on there or something, or thread sealant, but there we go. I wonder if this is going to be, this will have to be some kind of ferrule compression fitting of some kind. Now, let's just see what this looks like. That's promising. And that's promising. Yeah, I might just have to take... I might just have to take that fitting apart. Okay, well that looks pretty good. I think these are the same, even though the body of the pump looks different. Looks like it's not pushing against the... I think it pushes against the cam. Let's see what's going on in there. I would have thought this was under tension. Oh yeah. Okay. So the big reveal. There's a rag. Okay. Here's a light colored rag. Well, it's just about a mirror finish on there. Oh, ooh, that guy wants to fall out. Okay, well, that looks good. I'm glad this surface is all nice, because yeah, you can see the cam right in there. Here, probably have to get a flashlight, and we'll look right in there. Maybe I can use my phone. Okay. Okay. Can you guys see in there? There we go. See if I can rub that clean. Get the light on it. Oh yeah, that looks great. Good. Okay, well that's fortunate. It ended up being right when there was no pressure on the cam. So it makes it easy to put it in. It's always kind of scary. You could end up, oh, why isn't the lift pump getting fuel? Because it's ground the cam off. Anyways, luckily that's not the case. Now I did get a new seal, so I think we'll take this one off. It looks stiff. Oh, there we go. Okay. But that looks like a match. Okay, I think, let's just see. Oh yeah, it just touches. Okay, that's good. So I think what we'll do is, just because we were fooling around, let's do that. We'll call that assembly oil. And then this guy. Well, this is coming together nice, looks good. I was a little bit concerned I was going to have to order a different pump when this one came, but so far it looks like it's going to work. And then when there was no pressure against the feels better. When there was no pressure against the, normally when you take off a fuel pump, there's always some kind of pressure from the cam, and I was kind of getting the jitteries when it didn't seemingly have any pressure against it, but it all looks pretty good. Keep that going in nice and straight. Well, that's kind of good news that we found grime in this pre-filter, and good news that the cam looks to be in nice shape. And now this looks like it all, where's that dirt coming from? Oh, the back here. I better clean that. Oh, it's coming from inside there. Ugh. Okay, well, good thing this was snugged. Yeah, so this is looking good. I did price out a new, or a remanufactured pump, and I really don't want to buy one. There was ranges and all sorts of prices and all sorts of options, but I'm hoping that's not what we have to do. Now, this guy was having dirt come out of it. There must be dirt up in there. Yeah, look at that. We'll bring this down and shake that all out before we take this cover off. Okay. Now, got this guy in now. Yeah, you never know when you go to get parts for an old tractor like this. I mean, I don't think it's an old tractor, but it's 93, 2003, 2013, 2023. The years start to add up. But yeah, you go to your tractor dealership and they're like, well, we don't have parts for that anymore. You gotta get a new tractor. Anyways, so this guy, now probably, yeah. Okay, well, I better get some Teflon tape. There's a little trick an old plumber showed me. Kind of cleans everything up. Make sure you okay. Does that look okay? Yeah, that'll be all right. Okay. Aha! Haha! Let's break it loose here. Okay, I think we'll try crack this guy. See if we can get any bubbles out of him. Okay, I got the hood up on the tractor and I got the camera moved so that we can hopefully, you see in there? So I'm gonna try this one more time. I'll build up a bunch of pressure, see if that it's just fuel or if there's any air. Looks like it's just fuel. Good. Okay. Well, there we go. All right, so there you can actually see the remanufacture tag there. Okay, so there we are. We've, I believe, bled the system. Bled it here, 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 here. We bled it here. We've bled it out here. I can't hear any more bubbles coming out of the return. Now we'll do this solenoid. So here you can see in there. This is spring loaded, and when you turn the ignition on, this solenoid pulls this guy back, and he's supposed to stay spring loaded back while the tractor's running. That lets fuel into the ejector pump, and then when you turn the key off, that guy spring loads back and closes. So we'll get this guy switched out next, and then hopefully we can try to start it. Okay, so the ignition's on, and there. Now it's locked in position, but I had to actually physically push it back for it to clunk and lock into place. Now we'll go turn the key off. And there it goes back. Okay, so that's what the old one did. So we'll change this out and we'll see see if we can get the new one to do better. There we go. Okay, now what do we got going on here? Okay. Oh yeah, and this guy, he's missing his lock right there for the keeper. Now this, what do we got here? It's just, I guess this is just the rod. It's spring loaded out to keep pushing the engine off. Okay. Okay. All right, there we go. Can we get a screw in? Yes, there we go. Okay. Now the top. Oh, I don't know how many. There we go. Now, does this guy fit? Yeah, this way. I'm gonna have to get a zip tie and zip tie that together. All right, let's snug this up and let's see where we got to beat it. We'll just point under there, see if we can see what's going on. So, is that? Oh yeah, sure it's back. Okay. Now we'll turn it off. Yeah, so it's back. This doesn't come back all the way though. I wonder if that's as far as it needs to come back. We'll have to start it and see. But the solenoid's working now, so that's good. Service the fuel system. I think by how quickly it fired up, I think it's going to be just fine. So time will tell when we get it in the field and get it under load, but
so far it looks really good. Thanks again for joining me, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye for now.